Hey guys, it's me again, and today I decided to do a different kind of video. Um, of course, I'm not reviewing a WCF in particular, but today I wanted to do a kind of themed video. And today I wanted to talk about my top 10 favorite Son Goku figures. And this was actually kind of challenging for me because Goku's my favorite character, and thus because of that I have many figures of him. Various different variations, different forms, different outfits. And of course, this is not talking about my favorite figures of all time, because I don't have all the Goku figures in the world. That'd be incredible, but I do not. I have many, so I would just be talking specifically about my favorite figures from the ones that I have personally. And like any other top 10 list, there has to be one particular one that is a honorable mention. And the honorable mention will be this big guy right here. Shout out to the people who know this song that's playing in the background, by the way. And this, of course, is the Ichiban Kuji Super Saiyan Blue. I think it was called Masterpiece or something like that. Son Goku. This is the Super Saiyan Blue variation. There is a Super Saiyan Goku variation and a Super Saiyan Goku manga or anime version. And the reason why I love this one so much is because it's based off of a Toriyama drawing. And the pose is very unique, and I don't know, it just looks really good. And if you're curious as to which Toriyama drawing it comes from one of the supplementary. Actually, no, I think it comes from Daizenshu 6, the cover of Daizenshu 6, I believe. And it was really cool that they added a Super Saiyan Blue variation of this, and it has shading. Unlike a lot of figures, it has like realistic shading. It looks very detailed, very beautiful. I'd recommend anybody to pick it up. The price for it has lowered. You might even find it at some malls. I found this particular one at a mall. I was very surprised and very shocked. So as soon as I saw it, it became an impulse buy. And as you can see from the other side, there's just detail all over this thing. And I love when Dragon Ball figures have the Go symbol for Goku painted on like that. It's really cool. I don't know why. Personally, I love it. I guess maybe because I'm a Japanese learner. So just seeing it, I have some appreciation for it. Seeing that they took the time out to have detail for it. And I also love how the hair kind of slants a certain way, because you're supposed to have the figure like this. You're supposed to have it in this pose, in this angle. Alright, moving on to the other ones. And of course, as you can see in the background, I added some boxes and some stuff from various material I have for aesthetic purposes. Alright, so the next one I'm going to talk about, if I remember correctly, this is the FES, or FES, Son Goku. And of course that is a line entirely based on Son Goku, excluding Goku Black, but it's technically Goku's body, so whatever. And for the same reason why I talked about the previous figure, I love the pose from this one. This one of course comes from another Toriyama drawing. Actually no, this one is not from a Toriyama drawing. This one comes from some promotional material that could be found in the Golden Warrior guidebook, which is a guidebook exclusively detailing the art. So it's really a big art book. I love the pose, and I also love how the gold Super Saiyan 1 hair, because Super Saiyan 1 is just such a classic. I don't know, it just looks great when you make a good figure of it. Face is great, but you're supposed to have it like this. It just looks great like that. The pose and everything. Great detail, great shading for a figure that's a lot cheaper than you would think. Shading and the detail for the hands and the hair are incredible. I don't know, I just love, it's just such a cool figure. Like, just looking at it, it just looks really cool. Just a really cool martial arts pose. It's pretty cool. Speaking of another cool figure, we gotta talk about this little guy. Now, I've said countless times in all of my WCF figures and some of my figure reviews that my favorite line of figures is WCF by far. It's the World Collectible Figures. Not even a close second, to be honest with you. This one came out earlier in 2018. I believe this one is from the Treasure Rally set, which is a very exclusive and expensive set. If anybody's curious, I mean, the other sets include Shenron, Purunga, Dragon Radar itself, and Goku and Chi-Chi and their marriage clothing. This one I love. Oh, and also Bulma as well. I love this one because it's just super unique. It comes from another Toriyama drawing. I love, as you can tell, I love when they make figures referencing promotional art created by Toriyama or the Toei Animation crew. This one is just super unique. I mean, it's cute too because it's got Goku with the monkey on it. I mean, that's awesome. And he's got the staff with him as well. And just the clothing. I love when Toriyama puts his little spin on promotional material and kind of diverts from the actual story and has Goku in scenarios that he wouldn't be seen in the actual show. Of course, other mangaka do this as well, but I just love this. It just captures Kid Goku's essence so beautifully and just captures the uniqueness of that art style, that particular era of Dragon Ball, and I love it. Yeah, so awesome figure. You can find it online. Like I said, Treasure Rally WCF Goku. Definitely one of my top 10. This one's a more peculiar one. So this one, if I remember, is the Ban Presto Shozetsu or Chozoshu Goku. This came out, man, I believe 2014 or 15. I think it was 15 because this is around the time of Dragon Ball Super. So the thing that's weird about it to me is I love it, but it's not unique in any way. It's really not. But I don't know if I've said this in previous videos. My second favorite form, other than Super Saiyan 4, is Super Saiyan God. I don't know why. I don't know. I have a warm place for Battle of Gods, and that's why it's so hard for me to say I love the Broly movie more than Battle of Gods, because Battle of Gods has such a special place in my heart when it comes to the Dragon Ball series and that time, and you know, the revival of Dragon Ball and how for years. And honestly, this captures the essence of Super Saiyan God Goku perfectly, more than the other figures have been able to. I'm surprised that they haven't come out with that many Super Saiyan God Gokus as opposed to Blue, where they have an overabundance of, which I've spoke about in a previous video. As you can see, this is a very cheap figure. You can get it on Amazon for a very good price, depending on when you look for it. I got this, of course, when it came out, so I paid the cheap price. I think it was like $15. And I just love it. I don't know. I just really love this figure. It looks like Super Saiyan God Goku, and it just looks like the show. And the shine and the gliss of his hair paint is nearly perfection. And of course, like I said, I love when they paint the go symbol on there like that, so stylistically. It looks great. Decent shading, not a whole lot of shading, and they didn't emphasize on the muscles, which is one of the main features of Super Saiyan God, as opposed to all the other Super Saiyan transformations. This is a great figure, man. It's just really good. I don't know. We're going to talk about an even tinier guy. So, I have Gashapon figures, but I would not go as far to say as they are great. This particular one is by far one of the best I've had, next to maybe the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. This is the HG Dragon Ball Super Saiyan Goku. Now there's so many Gashapons, so that's like the best description I can give you, because they just keep coming out with them, whether it be for Heroes or for Super or for Throwback. So this one is just incredible. Like, it's got more detail than some of these figures I have up here. This is insanity. Like, you can get this figure for less than $10 because most Gashapons are cheap, and in Japan you can get Gashapons in a vending machine. But the detail for this one, of course, this is a very iconic look. This is, of course, from when Goku was fighting Frieza on the dying planet Namek, when they're both battle damaged. But the detail on this one is insane. And of course, it's got like a translucent-esque type of material used for the Super Saiyan here, which gives it a sense of glowing. And I don't know, gives dimension to the figure. It just looks awesome. The muscle tone and definition is incredible. Even the shading on the torn pants is incredible. And I just love this look. It's such an iconic look for Goku, as you know, everybody knows Super Saiyan Goku is one of, if not the defining moment of Dragon Ball Z in particular, or if not the entire series. But yes, this is an awesome figure for a very tiny figure. Now we're going to an even more unique one. Now this one is very, very rare. It took me a while to find this guy. This is the Dragon Ball Museum Collection, from the Museum Collection series of figures, and those are very expensive. But I know if I was going to have one, I was going to have this one. And like I said, there's a trend with my my favorite figures now that I've noticed. This of course comes from the first cover of Dragon Ball, from Toriyama's drawing himself, and it looks so much like it, and I love that for it. Even the essence of just that art style from 1984, like, look at that dragon, man. It just looks so funny, but I love it. Comes with the clouds in the background, the perfect color. Like, this is a perfect paint job, honestly. This is incredible. This is an incredible figure. If you manage to get your hands on it and find it, please purchase it, because it's very hard to find. It's very rare, and I just love this figure. It's awesome. Just awesome. And it's really small, if you can't tell. This thing is smaller than a WCF, and that's saying a lot. Or about the size of one, depending on which one you're looking at. Speaking of WCF, we are looking at this is coming from the Dragon Ball 30th Anniversary collection of WCFs, where they had a bunch of characters going in a particular direction, and if you put them together, it created an image on the box. And of course, this is Son Goku, of course, from the end of Dragon Ball Z. Many people do not like the end of Z for whatever reason, whether it be anticlimactic or whatever, but I have a soft spot in my heart for the end of Z, and thus I love this outfit on Goku. It's just very unique. We don't see it that much, and it was great that WCF paid attention to that. There are only a handful of end of Z Goku figures. I have a couple of them, but I do not have all of them. One of the rares is the Super Battle Collection one, which I have, but it's kind of derpy looking, so I'd say this is one of the best. This is awesome. Just look at the detail. You know, this of course is emulating, like I said, the final volume, volume 42 of the Dragon Ball manga, with the cover being Goku doing this iconic pose, waving goodbye, signifying at that time the end of the series. And I love it. I love the detail. I love WCF so much. This is definitely one of my favorite figures. Now, for the longest time, before I detail another figure, this was by far my favorite figure. Every time somebody asked me or came over and asked, among all these, what's your favorite? This was my favorite for the longest time. This one, if I remember correctly, is the S Cultures Son Goku. And I would love to shake the guy's hand who sculpted this, because this is from one of my favorite episodes of Z. You know, one of, if not the best filler from Z, the driving episode. Everybody loves that one. And I love the feature of him wearing flip-flops and him with the coral. And also, I just love when they put Dragon Ball, like the cover, on anything. The jeans, like Goku wearing jeans, like this just once in a lifetime thing you'd see. And I love, love, love. It captures the essence of base form Goku in this type of emotion perfectly. Like, there's not a flaw on it. Like, this looks like Dragon Ball. You can put it from any side and it just looks perfect. It looks like Dragon Ball, and it looks like Goku. The hairstyle is perfect. Facial expression is perfect. It's just a perfect figure. There's not a flaw on it. And that really can't be debated. I'm sorry. Alright, we got two more that we're going to talk about. Actually, three more. Let's talk about this one. As I have noted, there is such a common theme in what I enjoy from Dragon Ball figures. And this is up there. This, of course, is another S Cultures, I believe. S Cultures figure. This is Son Goku in his Sun Wukong outfit from Journey to the West. And of course, everybody that's a Dragon Ball fan should know that Dragon Ball was originally a loose storytelling of Sun Wukong's story, Journey to the West, the ancient Chinese myth or story. And this one is among some of the most unique they have ever made. This figure is awesome. The outfit is awesome. Like, I really wanted a figure with this outfit, and once they released this, I knew I was gonna buy it. I knew I was gonna pre-order it. It's just incredible. It's nearly flawless. The detail is out of this world. I mean, just look at that. Look at that tiger fur. That is insane. And the key feature, it's got the Go symbol, if you can't tell right there. It's the Go symbol, as opposed to whatever Sun Wukong wears. But this is just incredible. This is unbelievable. It just looks great. Such a unique look. Such a unique look for Goku. Awesome. Just look at the detail just one more time. And also just note that it's kind of a fusion of his outfit with Sun Wukong's outfit. Those are, of course, Goku's boots, but in a different color. It's just awesome. It's a perfect figure. I love when they do stuff like this. Now we're going to talk about two more figures. I had to ask myself, which Ultra Instinct figure do I like the most? Because they came out with a lot of them. And a lot of them emulate the same pose. But I had to pick the Grandista. The Grandista Son Goku Ultra Instinct. And honestly, I picked this one because anybody who's a collector of Dragon Ball figures or figures in general knows that they probably do this, and I know this for a fact. Sometimes you're just walking in your room and you just look at it. It just looks aesthetically pleasing. You just want to look at it. It looks so cool. Especially the paint job on the hair. Muscle definition is great. It's not the most super detailed, because the most detailed Ultra Instinct Goku by far is the X Plus Gigantic, to the point where it doesn't even look like Dragon Ball anymore. But this one is just plain and simple awesome. It's not doing anything crazy or anything outlandish or otherworldly to look good or to stand out. It's just a nice figure, and it's of course a big size, about 10 or 11 or 12 inches tall, and it just looks great. Everybody loves Ultra Instinct. I don't know any person that doesn't like Ultra Instinct. Of course, it's got detail in the back. Awesome detail. Only problem is there's so many Ultra Instinct figures that emulate the same pose, which make it not stand out. And we're going to talk about my new favorite Dragon Ball figure, or Goku figure of all time. I have said this countless times, but Super Saiyan 4 is by far my favorite form. And I had to come to the conclusion recently, just by noticing myself, this has to be my favorite figure. And this, of course, is the Super Master Stars piece, not Master Stars piece, the Super Master Stars piece, which is even bigger than the normal Master Stars piece, Super Saiyan 4 Son Goku. As I noted in one of my videos, there are only two Super Master Stars piece figures, this and Super Saiyan 1 Goku, and all the other Master Stars pieces are okay, and they're smaller, of course. They're huge still. But this one, I had to come to the conclusion that is my favorite. The detail on this thing is incredible, and I love the pose, but I just don't know. This is just, it is my favorite figure. Like, if I had to sell all my figures and keep one, I think this might be the one. I love the expression. The detail on everything is just off the charts. But I think my favorite feature, other than the face, might be the hair. The hair detail is otherworldly. I love when there's like a dark-haired character and they actually choose to put detail into the hair, as opposed to not caring at all and just making it look kind of bland and, you know, really two-dimensional. But they went above and beyond for this. And I can say that even further, if you look at the manga Dimensions version, I could not wait, so I chose this one. This is the anime version. You can tell this by the anime colors. This one is, and even the tail is like huge. It's very surprised about that. Like this one, it's just, I don't know, I love Super Saiyan 4 so much. It's my favorite form, period, in Dragon Ball, not even counting just Super Saiyan, but it's my favorite form. You could put this at any angle and it would just look really, really cool. I love the hair. I love everything about this figure. It's great. And of course, it's huge. If you cannot tell, it's huge. It is a big figure. I have to stand it up on top of the shelf because it just won't fit in a lot of my shelves. So yeah, it's hit the 20-minute mark. I think I've rambled on long enough, but I challenge anybody that's watching this that is a collector to do the same. You don't even have to do Goku. You could do top 10 Vegeta or top 10 Trunks. I might do some videos on Vegeta and Trunks and Gohan and others, but I had to cover the main character, my favorite character, Son Goku. So tell me what you guys think. Comment section down below. Peace.